You walk in the game, just listen. There's a lot of beautiful young ladies in the WNBA, but when you do that, you can't come down the line and complain. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work. And when you do stuff like that, and you're drawing attention to yourself because of that, that can be...
See what Angel Reese did. Instead of just posting a photo from New Year's Eve, she made a surprising revelation that has everyone talking. As a result, Stephen A. Smith is now performing more intensely than ever before. But here's the twist. This is about a 22-year-old starlet who may have just done something that might absolutely ruin her career. Listen to how Stephen A. Smith compared her to Caitlin Clark. You'll be astounded when you hear this tale of two ballers. It's not just about a dress or a widely shared article.
When you do that, you can't come down the line and complain about being objectified later on. It's not going to work with people. Whether it's right or wrong, it's not going to work. And when you do stuff like that and you're drawing attention to yourself because of that, that can be problematic for you, especially when the comparison is going to be drawn to Caitlin Clark, who isn't doing such things. That might not be fair. I'm not saying it is. And you certainly have the right to dress how you want and to do what you want and to live your life. But people have a right to have their opinions about what you put on display. And if they don't like it and they believe that it's not the right thing for you to be doing when you talk about building your brand, I don't know how you can argue that, Tori.
When Reese posted this video, everyone's jaws dropped. You might think it couldn't be that bad, but even her fans were like, "Girl, what are you doing?" As she wore a dress that left no room for interpretation. The comments section blew up faster than midnight fireworks. And now everyone is wondering if it was worth it.
My daughters are fully aware. Daddy had better damn well not see an outfit like that on social media. Nah, I ain't judging Angel Reese. Live your life. I'm talking about my daughters.
Right.
I promise you. I better not see that. Hey, they could be in college in LA, in Boston, or anywhere in between. Daddy would drop the mic, hop in the car, on the plane, or wherever. That ain't gonna happen. You see?
Turns out that this is about a Q plot. A 22-year-old basketball star who may have just ruined her own reputation. This isn't just a wardrobe malfunction or a little New Year's fun. We're talking about a rising basketball sensation who is currently the talk of the town, and not in a good way.
Because she deleted her Instagram, and that's the most important part about all of this, because clearly she's uncomfortable with some of the backlash that she's getting.
Let's talk about fallout because, wow, this is huge. It's not just about a few hateful comments or unfollows. It's the kind of drama that makes sponsors back off. The best part is that earlier this year, Reese called out people for sexualizing her, and now fans are questioning everything. This isn't the first time hand-waving at the NCAA championship. It seems like she took all the attention she received from her on-court critics and decided to turn it up to 11 off the court.
Well, here's the part that I like about the backlash. Clearly, it's something that a lot of people can't take. So if it's something that you can't take, maybe you shouldn't expose yourself to the backlash and provoking.
Fans are shocked by this conduct, which feels like total hypocrisy, and many are criticizing her for contradicting herself. Smith continued to make more of his usual angry statements, entering into disappointed dad mode.
Number two, she was seen during various interviews and what have you, talking about threats, talking about insults, crying about how people were coming at her with such venom and hostility, particularly in her last year at LSU, before she ultimately graduated to the pros. She brought up all of these things, which means she was aware of it. And if you're aware of it, you have to understand that that's going to be part of the judgment that comes against you.
Remembering how Reese took down the controversial post, Smith realized that more swiftly than a point guard on a fast break. He stated, "This takedown is so vicious that it may completely change how young athletes approach their public image."
Yes, you are young, and there's a lot of things that we didn't want people to know about when we were her age. Fair enough, especially me, okay? Because I'm 30 plus years removed from that age. I got that part. There was no social media then or whatever. But here's my point to you. She knows there's social media. She is not dumb. She's quite a brilliant young lady. She's very smart, very accomplished. And on top of it all, she is in this age where she does know social media exists. and she has exploited it to her advantage. And so when you take that into consideration, that means you're mindful of the imagery and the perception that you're assisting in creating.
Although it appears that Smith is saying, you knew it was wrong, so why did you do it? In the post, he is also highlighting Reese's comprehension of the response. Smith brought up Caitlin Clark because he wasn't going to let Reese off the hook that lightly. And what a cruel contrast. Smith doesn't hold back when expressing,
I am not trying to say that she should be criticized or she is wrong. What I'm saying is by pulling it down, clearly you felt there was something wrong with it.
you might be thinking of Smith's remark about a harsh reminder. Of reality is just about social media, but it's not. Smith also emphasizes how your behavior, both on and off the court, affects your reputation in professional athletics. But what's
Not debatable is the fact that Caitlin Clark has handled her branding extremely well. Whereas with Angel Reese, sometimes you find yourself scratching out your head and wondering what the hell she's doing.
interview 6? 13/6/24, he seems to be illustrating two completely different routes. The odd part is that, despite the fact that it is not what she had hoped for, Reese is building something, and Clark is leaving a lasting legacy. Regardless of how little Reese's achievement seems to be related to Clark, when Smith's guest discloses the intense scrutiny Reese is under, he delivers a warning. And this is when things start to get really interesting.
Reese, in doing the things that she has done, let's face reality. She's going to be attached to Caitlin Clark to some degree. If Angel Reese had never waved her hand in her face when LSU was beating Iowa for in the Final Four of the national championship, if that hadn't happened,
As though to welcome you to the major leagues. The real kicker continues to draw attention after you leave the court. You will be thinking about this question for a long time after you finish reading it. In today's world of social media and sports, where do you draw the line? Is Reese playing checkers while everyone else is playing chess? Smith asks if Reese is more interested in being an influencer or an athlete.
But you have to be cognizant that no matter how you step out of your house, you are now Angel Reese. And you will always be picked apart, unfortunately. It comes with the crown. You're a queen. You're beautiful, So you just have to remember that if you aren't ready for the scrutiny, if you're not ready for the heat, then, you just got to be mindful that what comes with it.
While Rhea is out there making a scene and her opponent, Caitlin Clark is smashing records and making headlines for all the right reasons. I'm witnessing two distinct playbooks unfold. One is leaving a legacy, while the other, well, she's building something. But I'm not sure it's what she meant.
I'm just saying that what's inescapable is that it's going, even though she's not Caitlin Clark.
Every day, Clark is establishing her legacy. As a rookie, she was
Reese is engaging in a perilous one-on-one match with fame. Clark is building her legacy every day as a rookie. She was a finalist for League MVP, and she's not stopping there. You might be asking how Clark stays focused with all of this attention, and that is the important question. Clark has been practicing hard with her new head coach, Stephanie White, showing everyone that she is all about improving her game. In order to increase practice time, Clark, who oversees a team play, is foregoing flashy social media moments, and it is truly paying off.
Bring up Caitlin Clark is because they're attached at the hip with one another, which means they're ultimately going to be compared, Tori. And when you look at Caitlin Clark is balling. She's a rookie of the year. She was one of the finalists for the league MVP honors as a rookie, breaking all types of records. She should have been on Team USA. She didn't choose to play in an unrivaled league. Her brand building.
In addition to appreciating Clark's step-in, Clark is actively exemplifying what it takes to be a pro rather than just avoiding controversy. Smith cited her as an example of how to handle public attention, stating that you can be famous without the drama, and he's totally right, without all the needless fuss. Clark is proving that hard work and talent can pay off. She is a game changer because, in addition to being a basketball star, she inspires young athletes everywhere.
You have to remember one thing, she's not Caitlin Clark. And we can't ask her to be anyone else besides herself. And especially not right here. We're not going to do that. We want you to be you. We love seeing the great parts of your journey. But we also have to remember she's 20.
All right, let's talk about the big question. Is Angel Reese's attention seeking really worth it? You might be wondering, come on, how bad could it be? Now, get ready to witness how costly a single social media error can be. Thanks to those lucrative endorsement deals, Reese was having a fantastic time. We're talking about $1.8 million in contracts with major brands like Reebok and Beats by Dory, which is more money than most collegiate athletes can ever dream of. But those partnerships are now in jeopardy.
We understand that everybody's got their own taste, their own flavor, and certainly their own rights. But there are other people that's going to exercise their rights to be ultra critical about it. And then I'm not even talking about the outfit that Angel Reese has worn. I'm talking about the overall pressure of having to be compared as a brand to somebody who's conducting their branding with near perfection. That's what I'm saying. She's going to have to deal with that, Tori, whether she like.
The issue is that brands hate controversy like it's an allergy. And Ree is risking her entire career on social media. Bluff. Is it not a typo that she lost 5 million Instagram followers in a single day? That's the kind of power loss that makes sponsors flee. $5 million gone in a flash. Ree appears to be following in Kyrie Irving's footsteps, who lost numerous endorsements as a result of his social media antics. One misstep may potentially ruin her career.
Youth is dealing with this issue. Many of them believe that the more I share about myself, the more liked I'm gonna be. People are gonna know me off the basketball court. We wanna know you off the basketball court. Steven, I agree with a lot of the stuff you're talking about, but I just wanted to make sure we're still showing her grace and where she's at in her life and understanding that,
okay,
look, she is 22 years old still, you know. I'm not saying, but that doesn't get to the other point, that another take that I have on this, where the youth needs to understand that it's not all about sharing everything. It's about actually keeping a lot of this.
Your reputation is impacted by both your on-court and off-court behavior. And at the moment, Reese's off-court antics greatly outweigh her on-court performance. Therefore, it's not just about the money. Everyone is wondering if WNBA teams will reconsider when Reese's contract with Pro Sports comes up for renewal.
Opening yourself up to every opportunity is what I want for Angel Reese. I don't want Adidas, I don't want Nike turning her down because they don't see her as someone that's marketable. Because
neither do I.
You know, and that's the pain that I have.
The scary part is that rather than just losing a few agreements, we might potentially destroy a career before it has even begun. It's challenging for anyone who wants to support Reese because, despite her talent and skills, she has a tendency to create drama that makes people question whether she's really willing to give up all for a few likes and shares.
I have told countless women over the years in this industry, the bosses are always watching. Whether directly or indirectly, there's always eyes on you, okay? And so you could be in a nice dress, you could be on a red carpet, you could be on the beach on vacation or whatever. What you post is what they're paying attention to because they're trying to measure what your intentions are based off of what.
All right, let's wrap up. Angel Reese's controversial video could change everything. It's not just about one post. It's about her entire basketball career. She is under a lot of pressure because every move she makes is scrutinized with endorsements and watched with close attention. What will she do next? This serves as a warning to all young athletes. The game doesn't end on the court. Are you ready for that pressure? Whether you focus on the game or keep stirring things up on social media. Reese's next choices might make or break her career now that she is out of crossroads. As we follow Reese's career development, please share your thoughts about social media and athletes. Her reputation in pro sports is everything. She is in overtime, and every move she makes could alter the outcome of the game. Will she fumble the ball or sink the buzzer beater? The clock is running out.
From now, you know, think about that. You know, when you post this, what's going to happen to my sponsorship? And my last thing is, if you're a young member of society today, you have social media, and you are big time, just remember that you need to have advisors around you, paid advisors, as well as people who knew you before your fame.
That's great advice.
Like, take a look at your advisors around you. Do they have your best interest? And if you do get pushed back in this way, ask yourself, who were the people around me during that time? And what do they say about it?